Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing so well today. Today we are continuing our 2024 art history journal theme, and today I'm quite excited for this one actually. For October I decided to go for something a little bit spookier, I guess you could say, and we're going back to trying to train myself with these oil pastels. I am still awful at using them, but I had honestly a really fun time using them this time around, so I think there's progress, because I used to absolutely hate using them, but you know, we're trying. The main inspiration for the month of October is Edvard Munch, and he is, or I should say was, a Norwegian artist. He was born in 1863 and then died in 1944. Many of his works became very well known here in the West, and most notably The Scream, which is what we are basing our month of October off of. Just like in September, I'm doing just a one spread for the whole month, just because I don't necessarily have as many things that I need to keep up with for this month. So I just need to minimize the space in my bullet journal to kind of make it work better for me. But yeah, I decided to once again continue to experiment with oil pastels, which I did use oil pastels for Van Gogh for the month of April, I believe, this year. But yeah, I decided to go with oil pastels because the original piece is very, it's very messy looking in a way. It's very, there's no, crisp shading. There's no, defined lines that are, super well detailed or whatnot. So it either looks like it's watercolor based or pastel based. I'm not exactly sure. Because there are, 2 or 3 different versions of this painting. He did one, early on, and then a couple years later he redid it in, kind of a different medium, I believe. So yeah, this is my interpretation of it. It is far from being a good recreation, but it was actually very fun to do, and once again, I was practicing with my oil pastels, which is what matters. I definitely lost a lot of details in the face. Not that there were many details in the face in the original either way, but it could have been a little bit better, I admit. But I was thinking of using some other materials, but my roommate was sleeping in the room next door and all my art stuff was in there, so I didn't want to bother her. So I didn't go and get them, so I only really stuck to oil pastels and did my best to kind of mimic the style and stuff of the original piece. Again, it is far from a good recreation, but I had fun, which is what really matters. The original art piece is also a lot more muted in terms of color. The colors are just a lot darker, less saturation. The values are a lot more low. My values are, and saturation is crazy high because of the color choices that I did have, and again, I'm not good with oil pastels, so I didn't really know if I could add some gray to kind of tone it out a bit, but just I don't know. I really was not confident in my skills to try and experiment too far with it. Especially because this was in my bullet journal and I would have to look at it all month. But yeah, so I stuck with kind of a more vibrant recreation of this piece, and while it is far from perfect, I think there was a lot of progress in my skill. I feel like my recreation is a little bit more of an abstract take on what the original piece is, because I just keep everything not as detailed as the original, even though the original isn't that detailed in the first place. But we also can understand that the original is on a much larger piece of I think it was paper or canvas, whatever, and mine is on a smaller journal, so getting details and whatever is definitely different. But yeah, I thought for this month it would be fun to kind of do a semi-Dutch door type of situation where the art kind of bleeds on to the other side. So I thought this cute little fun flip thing would make it a little bit more interactive and 3D kind of looking, and I thought, hey, why not? I actually really ended up liking how it looked. September has been a really challenging month for me this year, and I honestly have not done any other art apart from this plan with me, to be quite honest. I'm trying to think of maybe other creative things that I've done. I've worked maybe a little bit on a painting, but that's about it. And there was something that I had worked on in my sketchbook where I had followed, along with a couple other people in a Discord hangout, we followed this video on like letting ourselves do ugly art and just creating and just letting that intuition flow and just having fun in the creation process instead of judging the quality of the work that we are making. And I really genuinely feel like that's also what happened in my journal here. Do I like the final result? Not at all. But I really just like went into it and just had so much fun just going at it with my oil pastels and just like trying to recreate the vibes. I also like had no reference during the whole creation process of this. So I just kind of like really just let myself create, even though I knew that the outcome would definitely be far from what I wanted, and that's okay. I still had a lot of fun making it, and I think that's honestly what matters. I think it's honestly ugly. But again, I just really just let that creativity just kind of flow, and I did my best, and yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Bye guys!